Creeks and ridges, watersheds and rivers and rivers and rivers and rivers and rivers and rivers. In my recent studies of the water flow in Ashley County, I've come to realize the intricate network of creeks and their significance in the region. Over the past few days, I've been sharing my findings in various essays, each focusing on different towns and their respective creeks. In Fountain Hill, we have Flat Creek to the north and Fountain Creek to the south. These creeks play a crucial role in the local ecosystem and eventually flow into the Saline River, which in turn flows into the Washita River. Moving over to Hamburg, the prominent creek is Kemminahawk Creek. Despite Hamburg's proximity to the bayou floodplain of the Mississippi River, Kemminahawk Creek does not flow into it. Instead, it flows into the Washita River, highlighting the diverse drainage patterns in the area. In Crossett, we have two major creeks, Brushy Creek and Coffee Creek. Brushy Creek, with its various branches like Little Brushy, Big Brushy, Maxwell Branch, and Bell Branch, drains the northern and western parts of Crossett. Coffee Creek, which can be traced from around North Crossett, flows through the center of the mill, down through Sulphur Springs and Mossy Lake. Mossy Lake, Mossy Lake, Mossy Lake, Mossy Lake. It forms a V shape and drains the central and southern parts of Crossett. Both Brushy Creek and Coffee Creek flowed into the Washita River. As I examined these creeks, I realized that they are all part of a larger watershed system. The western portion of Ashley County, through these major tributaries, is part of the Washita River watershed. Brushy Creek and Coffee Creek around Crossett flowed into the Washita River. Fountain Creek and Flat Creek flow into the Saline River, which then flows into the Washita River. Kemminahawk Creek in Hamburg also flows into the Washita River, despite Hamburg's location near the bayou floodplain. This interconnected system of creeks and rivers underscores the importance of understanding our local waterways and their impact on the environment. By studying and preserving these natural resources, we can ensure the health and vitality of our region for future generations. Moreover, these creeks tell us about the living patterns of the indigenous people who inhabited this region long before European settlers arrived. The indigenous people lived along these creeks because they provided essential resources for hunting and fishing. The high areas near these creeks, often ridges, offered protection from flooding and became ideal locations for settlements. For example, in Crossett, the prairies and high areas around Coffee Creek and Brushy Creek were prime locations for indigenous settlements. These areas provided access to water, food, and safe living conditions. Similarly, in Fountain Hill and Hamburg, the creeks and their surrounding ridges were home to indigenous communities. The presence of Native American relics along these waterways, such as Kemminahawk Creek, Coffee Creek, and Brushy Creek, attests to their historical significance. Interestingly, European settlers followed similar patterns, establishing towns and communities along these creeks. The creeks have been instrumental in shaping the living patterns of people in Ashley County for thousands of years, draining the prairies and providing vital resources for both indigenous people and European settlers. By tracing these creeks and understanding their historical and environmental significance, we gain valuable insights into the living patterns of past and present communities in Ashley County.